Hey, good morning everybody, it's Bobby, and today I want to talk about the difference between two words that are often used interchangeably. They are the chip shot and the pitch shot. Now, I think that they should be more aptly called the ordinary shot. That is the ball that you hit and it just has plenty of room to run out of gas on its own before it gets to the hole. And the pitch shot, which must stop quickly. That's not an ordinary shot, because not only do you have to hit the spot you're looking at, the landing spot, but you have to hit the landing spot with some sort of stopping power, be it backspin or height. And so this is a great deal more intricate, and let's get into the specifics of it. If I were to ask you if you could juggle, and you say, I don't know if I can or not, the first thing I would ask you to do, I'd say, all right, this is to learn how to juggle. Take this ball and throw it up and catch it with the other hand. If you can't do that, juggling is impossible. Now, just because you can do that, that doesn't mean you can juggle. It is a necessary first step. The necessary first step in hitting a pitch shot is you have to find out if you have a working sense of what the bounce of the wedge is, because without it, pitching is impossible. This is the soul of the wedge, and this is the part of the club that I hope to use. I want to be able to bounce that down into the ground, and doing so is where I'll find success with the pitch. Now, how do I do that? Well, I built myself a little gateway. These balls, at least right now, are not to be struck. They're only serving as markers. This is to find out if I know how to use the bounce or not. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the sole of this thing, this bottom of the wedge, put it on the ground with a slightly open face, that is rotated to the right, and see if I can thump that into the ground, hit the ground quite abruptly, yet not break the surface of the ground. You hear that? That's the thump of someone using the bounce on the wedge. Now, if in doing this, I turn sod over on it, then that means that I'm not yet, it's like the guy who can't catch one ball, I can't juggle yet. If this is what that attempt looks like without a ball, then imagine what I would do in the presence of a golf ball. So the first step is to learn to thump this thing very decidedly where you're looking, and then it's time to try it on a live round. Now you might say, well, where do you play that in your stance, Bobby? Probably somewhere forward of middle, but you've got to diddle with it. You know, there's some different lengths of shots, different lies, all this. Somewhere forward, because if it's back, it's going to be hard to use the bounce. You're going to dig that thing right into the ground. And so probably up off my left heel, but that becomes skewed as I open my stance, so just somewhere forward. And then I'm going to take one more confidence-inspiring practice swing, thumping right next to that ball, and then we're going to see what happens on the actual shot itself. That was pretty good bounce action right there. And so I didn't have to beg it to stop. It stopped on its own because it fell out of the sky. And so let me talk about that again. The chip shot is an ordinary shot that on its own doesn't have to go high, can go low and run out of steam before it gets to the hole. That's a chip. That's an ordinary shot. A pitch is a soft lofted shot where you must learn how to use the bounce of the club. And the very first step, the preliminary to that, is to take this bounce it down into the ground. Once you can do that with something approaching consistency, then you're ready to play the shot. I want to thank you for watching. If I can ever do anything for you, you know where to reach me. See you soon.